Hey there, Hollow Down world. It's your boy Pat. Welcome to the next episode of the Hollow Down Cigar Lounge. Excuse me, there, a little raspy in the voice. We are bringing in a couple first-time guests to our show from Apostate Cigar. We're going to run around the circle and introduce everybody. Right here, you got OG homeboy Justin.
What's up, everybody?
In the corner this time, where Justin normally belongs, is Mr. Chad.
Did you say this time? You sound like Sylvester.
Well, Justin ends up being in the corner by default so many times.
This
All the time.
And right down here, we got Brandon. And over there, you're going to not see me as Kendrick. Two owners from
The Brady Bunch.
Brady Bunch.
How you doing up there?
Hey, we're doing good. Got to look down. Hey. Yeah, so we've y'all are a we're gonna call it like it is. Y'all are a brand that most of us learned about thanks to a couple friends, mostly Kevin Shahan and James Garcia were the two that pushed us the most. And
Hell yeah.
I think all three of us so far, if I'm not gonna lie real quick, have smoked so far the first 6 of y'all's blends and loved everything. So we just reached out to see if you guys want to come and talk to us a little bit about Apostate and let the whole up. So
Awesome.
I saw you guys' review that you guys did of the Feathered Serpent. I enjoyed that a lot.
That was the one that got our attention, and I probably said it then.
Yeah,
I am not a Candela fan.
We're both smoking it.
I'm not either, but I like this cigar.
Oh, yeah.
The only reason I'm not smoking it is because they are. So I grabbed the Zara handle. I was going to be smoking it too.
Fucking hell. Love it.
And
Well,
I
Kendrick-
do not like Candelas, but that one grabbed my attention so hard. It was
Kendrick
We get
told
that.
me
We get that
something-
feedback a lot.
Kendrick told me something at PCA about this cigar. I don't know if I shared it with you two, but the binder is it Mexican San Andreas?
It is.
I remembered that. Yeah.
hey.
Oh,
And
that's the binder.
why,
Okay.
and I think that's why I like this cigar more than most Candelas.
I did
The
not know
wrapper
that.
is going to have a lot to do with it as well. Typical Candela wrapper grown in Ecuador, usually a Connecticut seed or a Habano seed. This wrapper was grown just for us, just for that cigar, by Hoji Blanco in the Dominican Republic. So it's Dominican grown Corojo seed Candela. They built the firing barn and everything just so that they could produce that leaf for that cigar. It's a very different flavor profile, a little richer, a little more oil and texture to it than your typical Candela. But the San Andreas binder definitely has an impact on the blend too.
I feel like it takes some of the grassiness out of it for me personally. Like I don't enjoy that's the part I don't enjoy about Candela is that really true grassy note.
Same.
Not a huge fan, but I don't mind it in fleeting moments. And yours is more sweet to me than anything when you get it. And then some pepper and sweet. But
Yeah.
Yeah, we get a lot of feedback that I'm not a Candela smoker, but I really like your Candela. And I think the goal for both Kendrick and I was, regardless of whether or not it's Candela, we just wanted to blend a good cigar. It's a good cigar, happens to be a Candela. So
yeah,
And if I knew that it had San Andreas, I did not remember that, but I don't think I caught that. But that might be why, because I love San Andreas stuff, and same with Chad. I don't like that grassy undertone, and that's it is what it is. It's become my favorite Candela, which is a very short list. But the fact that I even have a favorite Candela to begin with says something because it's not my jam.
yeah.
I thought it
Kendrick
was a
mentioned
Connecticut broadleaf. I didn't know it was San Andreas. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
Kendrick mentioned watching the first review that we did on it. That was about a year ago, I think. Seems like it was maybe coming close to a year. But anyway, I made mention. I don't remember if that was the first time I smoked it or the second time a year ago, and on the show.
I know it was
And
real early.
I mentioned that like there were times that I was smoking it that I forgot that it was a Candela. Like you don't even think about
100%.
it. Like, it's just a cigar, you know.
It's just
That's the whole point. Yeah.
That was
It's a
back in
wonderful.
April.
It's a wonderful rendition of a Candela for sure.
Well, since we're on the Feathered Serpent, can you guys tell us the meaning behind the name?
So, the Mormons believe, in case you didn't know, that Jesus visited the ancient Americas after he was resurrected in, Palestine, and so
6 teeth.
they also believe that the Mesoamerican god Quetzalcoatl, which was depicted as a feathered serpent, they believe that the mythology of that god was a historical distortion of when Jesus himself visited, and that the god that they're worshiping is Jesus. And so that's the tie-in with Mormonism there, and that's why we called that feathered serpent. That's why we made it green. That's why we gave it little feathers with the unfinished foot and the tail with a little curly cap on it.
Mm-hmm.
Resemble a serpent.
Well, I may jump the gun. I was going to ask you guys to intro how you got into this, but I'll kind of flip this since Justin's talking about the name. We realized something really cool, and I don't remember, Chad, if it was in the middle of the first show or right after. And I'm gonna throw this logo up.
You
real
figured
quick.
it out.
So this is y'all's logo, and sorry if it's a little fuzzy. Didn't want to upload right, but what I realized is y'all's name, Apostate, 8 letters, coincides with the first 8 blends of y'all's cigar, with the logo of each cigar matching the name of each cigar, which I thought was cool as hell.
Yeah, great tie together.
There's a lot of forethought that goes into something like that most people don't put out. And from just looking a little bit, I wanted to, I was going to take the opportunity to ask y'all, is every one of those names of your 8 blends similar to Feathered Serpent, where it's got a purposeful name? Because that's what it felt like.
Yeah, every one of the cigars was conceived in to be all cohesive in that way. So just like the Feathered Serpent's green like a serpent, the Sword of Laban is long and skinny like a sword. The Deseret, which is a word that means honeybee, the cigar itself looks like a honeybee with the stripes and the stinger on it, etc. And yeah, so it all is connected in some way. Yeah.
So I loved your story, Kendrick, about the Feathered Serpent. And I know you said, I don't know if you guys know, these 2 dudes probably didn't know, but I knew all about it. I've done all the research about y'all's blends, and I found it so interesting because I used to be Mormon.
Justin is our resident Mormon.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So my family's from East Texas. Long story short, they became Mormons. Both sides of my family are still Mormon. My mom always gives me crap about, you should come to church or whatever. We take the kids to the trunk or treat at the church with my sister and all that. But I actually lived in Utah for 3 years, from 12 to 15. Did the Boy Scouts, did all involved in church, all that. We lived in Bountiful and then North Salt Lake. Yeah, so
I live in Bountiful.
Oh, awesome! Yeah. So I went to South Davis Middle School, and then what was the one up further on the Panthers? Can't remember it. Mueller Branch Park Middle School.
Mueller Park,
yeah. So I went to both of those schools, and then my dad got recalled back from his job at Lockheed, so we ended up moving back to Texas. So I've got a little bit of a backstory, but I when I found out, I got introduced with this specific stick through Madison Money.
I was
looking at the Yeah, I was looking at the band. I was like, wait a minute. Like I immediately saw the symbols, and I was like, that's the Salt Lake Temple. That's Angel Moroni. That's the desert. I'm like, what is this? And he was like, oh yeah, Brandon's my good friend. Blah blah. It's all got Mormon themed. And I was like, dude, I used to be Mormon, so it was just a crazy way that I came to love you guys' cigars. And matter of fact, I'm headed out hunting the weekend after Thanksgiving, and I'm stopping at Honeycomb Cigars in Waco. It's
Hell
called
yeah.
Honeycomb in Waco, and I'm gonna get all 8 of the apostates. You know,
Awesome.
so yeah, I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, that's a little backstory on me, and so I appreciate the story of the feathered serpent. You did a way better job than I ever would have.
Yeah, I kind of recognized some things like, you know, I grew up Baptist, but I had several friends that were Mormon. So, but as far as I got was some of it sounded familiar. And Justin, I remember the first time we talked about it. It wasn't on the show. Me and Chad and Ryan talked about it, and you were like instantly schooling us. You're like, man, I think this is what they're doing. Like this, and it turned out to be the case. So it's kind of.
Yeah, the Deseret I spent many times at the food bank. Many times.
Yeah.
Deseret Industries, yeah, all that. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm curious, and I'm sure some of the people out there are too, to hear about how you guys actually started. Like, what caused you to get into cigars? Please. I know you guys both own Beehive. Is that, or your partners in that, or?
No, I was the GM at Beehive for a while. Kendrick is the sole proprietor.
Okay.
So Kendrick owns Beehive.
And what is Beehive? I'm not familiar.
I just knew you guys were involved with it somehow. It's a cigar lounge.
That's right.
Put it up, Brandon. We'll give it to you.
It's a brick and mortar.
There we go.
Yeah, that's right. That's in Salt Lake. Yeah.
But I see you guys posting there all the time, and I knew that somehow one of you guys was involved in it, if not both of you. So, like, what's the story? How did you guys start? And like, did you own Beehive before Apostate, or go through all that kind of so we can get some history?
So I got into the retail side of the business in 2009 when I picked up. I bought an existing cigar shop, just this tiny little hole in the wall place, closet, humidor, hardly any foot traffic. It was failing, but I needed a project because I was a musician playing the piano bar at nights, and I had all my days free, and I was like, I need a project. So I picked up this cigar shop and started turning it around, rebranded it Beehive Cigars a year after I picked it up. Moved to Salt Lake in 2012, and then in 2016, I get an email, or if it was a Facebook message. I actually dug it up like a couple months ago just to it's just for fun memorabilia. But get this message from a guy named Brandon, and he's like, "Hey, I really love cigars. I want to get in the cigar business. Do you have any openings? Can I?" And I was like, "Oh man, I'm not really hiring tobacconists right now, but if that changes, I'll let you know." And 2 months later, things changed, and I needed someone. So I messaged him. I was like, "Hey, do you want to come meet?" And he came down to the shop, and we smoked a cigar, and hired him as a tobacconist. And a year later, he was the manager of the store. And then I'll let Brandon take over from here about the beginning of Apostate.
Dude, I was this close to taking another job too, because when I messaged him, I was on kind of a hiatus. I had left. I was working for a Netflix corporate, and I left because it was soul sucking, and didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. I approached Kendrick early on in that hiatus. Toward the end of that hiatus, when the wife was like, "You should probably start working," was when he finally messaged me. I was this close to going back into the corporate bullshit, man. So thank God. Yeah. But no, let's see, GM there for 4 years. And then we decided, we had always talked about kind of doing a blend for Beehive, doing like a house blend. We would go down and we would work with our friends down there, and like Hochi or Abe or Ram Rodriguez, somebody, and blend a cigar just for the shop. The first contact we made was with Hochi Blanco, kind of told him what we wanted to do, and it had started getting a little bigger in our minds than just a house blend. So after talking with him and coming up with some branding and merchandising, we decided we were going to launch a brand instead. So we went down 2021, early 2021, and started working with Hochi Blanco down there at Tabacalera Palma and blended our first 3 blends on our first trip. And then hit shelves at the end of that year. December of 2021 is when we hit retailer shelves. So it was one of those like right time, right place. COVID was actually kind of helpful in that sense because COVID was bringing more cigar smokers to the table. People were looking for new experiences and different stuff. We had time to travel because we couldn't let anybody in the shop for a few months. So yeah, it all kind of came together in a nice little perfect storm of us getting the opportunity to go play with tobacco and line stuff up, like the merchandising, all of the logos, the design, and all of that. Kendrick and I had that hammered out before we even blended a cigar. So
hell yeah, it's funny that you bring up COVID because we've mentioned that on the show a couple times of how ironic of a boost that COVID ended up being for the cigar industry when there's a lot of industries that it hindered and held back. It actually gave, like you said, it gave you time to travel. It gave, owners and blenders and reps time to go because you couldn't bring people to use much. So it's interesting how that kind of worked out in y'all's favor as well.
Yeah, it was just good timing.
Yeah, we had lots of time. And like everybody during that era, we were, trying to find something to occupy our brains besides the doom, scrolling, etc. and a good antidote for that is for me anyway, and Brandon, I know, to be engaged in some sort of creative pursuit, and. So yeah, cigars ended up being a great thing for us to do. It was a fun project, and yeah, the whole process was just super awesome.
Heck yeah.
Mad Money said, "Let's fucking go, boys."
Mad Money.
Mad.
Did you guys break away from the church separately prior to meeting?
Yeah,
both of you had already severed, and then you met each other, and you're like, "All right, let's do this together."
we had kind of parallel journeys in a lot of ways. We both served 2-year missions.
Oh wow!
19 years old. I went to Scotland. Brandon went to the Dominican Republic. We both became disillusioned about the same time, and we both
eyes were open.
We both finding cigars in one way or another, and it's funny how life goes.
That's an interesting line of fate because I think, well, I know I did, and I'm sure others did, had the assumption that y'all met while you're in the church because your stories are so similar and that you went that way. I think that's a common assumption, at least for myself.
I always assumed that they knew each other since they were kids, and then broke away from the church together and ran off. And
I mean, Utah is a small state. I wouldn't be surprised.
Right?
It feels like it.
We do try and embody that playful childhood energy.
Yeah, by 15 years old, I was done. My parents, they would literally have to physically drag me to church. I was like, I'm out. So luckily, I did not go on a mission. I mean, it would have been nice to travel and learn a different language and all that, but it wasn't for me. I do have a question about Beehive because I know back in the day you used to have like memberships to just drink. How does that work with Utah laws and tobacco? Because I know you can't even ship tobacco to Utah. Because the reason why I say that is because I have a family friend that lives in Utah. He just got started in cigars. I introduced him. I told him about Beehive, told him about Apostate, and I was like, "You got to go down there," because I think he lives in Bountiful as well. But how do the permits work and getting it legal or all that?
Technically, there's no permitted legal indoor smoking in Utah in public spaces.
So you can't even smoke in public in Utah.
You can outside.
Outdoors.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like a park or something, but not that like a concert or a outside patio at a bar.
Correct.
Okay, that's
Some
what I thought.
bars, yeah, bars are
Just a
pretty okay.
I knew they had interesting laws on it.
What if you have a private club?
Well,
And is that different?
it can be. It depends on how it operates. If it operates kind of like a mutual lease that people are sharing, do whatever they privately want to do, that's probably okay. I know of some people that run, their own little cigar dens and,
Speakeasies.
and yeah.
Yeah, kind of a speakeasy. Yeah.
But the catch is that no business can be conducted in there. You can't sell anything. You can't require employees to be there. So it's not really a viable business model to have a cigar lounge in Utah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Self-serve.
The elders are always watching.
Yeah.
Someone's always watching for sure.
That's interesting. It's like Arkansas, like a lot of the Bible Belt over there has all these dry counties, and then you've got all the Mexican restaurants and stuff that love to sell, the sangrias and the margaritas, and how they had to get around it was making a club. So like, a lot of restaurants, you sign up for rewards and stuff like that. They just have been changing it. Instead of signing up for rewards, you're paying $1 to join the club. And then it becomes like all the restaurants that want to serve alcohol have had to become private Mexican restaurant clubs, is what they pretty much turned into. And
Fascinating.
The only benefit about COVID with Texas is that all the kind of squashed. No more dry counties, and then you can get alcohol sent to your doorstep.
it changed a lot.
Got a little bit more free.
Now, when I saw you guys at PCA, I swear I might be wrong, but weren't you guys working on a project with some small cigars, like a cigarillo type cigars? I haven't seen them anywhere.
Okay.
Did anybody
are they
see
out
Kendrick's
yet, or-
face when you asked that question?
I saw that. I was gonna mention it, but he was like,
Was I not supposed to? Was it a bad?
No,
I mean,
it's
it's at
fine.
PCA, right?
Yeah, that's what I saw.
We just wanted to give you guys a little teaser.
A little
Okay.
taste.
Next, those will be released next year.
Okay.
Right on.
They're going to be called the Lost Pages.
That's
Okay.
great.
I got
That's
to enjoy
great.
one at the show.
The
so that
lost
was nice.
pages.
The Lost Baby.
Are those are a machine roll, or are they a hand? They're a hand. roll? Machine
They're
roll?
made on machines at Tabacalera Palma that are over 100 years old.
Okay.
So lost pages, is that in reference to what Joseph Smith lost, or is that what is it? Yeah, okay. Well, we won't say any more than that until you guys are ready to
All
release. But
tied in.
I was
All
just
tied
curious,
in.
see, these guys know what I'm talking about. It's when I can just mention a few words. They're like, yep.
The filler that we use in there is the trimmings and cuttings and scraps from our main production.
Okay.
Mhm.
So it's also those lost pages, but there's also that Mormon tie-in.
That's
Kind of a
genius.
double meaning there. I like it.
You guys
I love
are
stuff like
artistic
that.
with your shit. It's awesome,
Right.
man. I value that so much in a cigar brand.
Well, I don't know if you guys have. I've seen Kendrick. I've seen several videos of him now playing the piano. And by the way, you're phenomenal. Like,
Oh
it's-
yeah, that's Mormon
it is
101.
nothing
Someone's got
short
to
of
play the piano in a
amazing.
house.
Have you guys seen it, Pat, Justin? It's
I just
No,
saw
I haven't.
he's
but
not just dabbling. Like,
I
Oh,
just saw like the
no.
first
He's a
video like
piano
a week
player.
ago, and I was like, "Holy crap! I think I know who this is."
there's usually one good piano player in a Mormon family. And they're always big families. So we have several. Like my grandmother has like 49 great grandchildren, and there's several people that do very good piano work and guitars. They can have a whole band.
Mhm.
And often
So how's your guys' transition been?
Which transition?
Well, at PCA,
I love
you guys
Brandon's
jumped
face.
ship and you went to Ovinegra, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
So the
For
transition
distribution?
into distribution and marketing with Oveja Negra.
Yes. Has that been going well?
It's fantastic. Yeah. It's been cool. I mean, we were kind of flattered that they came to us. We recognize, and they said as much, that the grind that we've been doing for 4 years on our own, just Kendrick and I and a couple of reps here and there, is kind of what got us on their radar. And that grind is what they appreciated and why they wanted to kind of fold us in, right? And so now we've got the power of their marketing and their distribution behind us, but we've also got the power of their sales force. We're talking 10 reps who are very highly regarded all over the country. Guys like Nick Goss, Levi Lucas, Jody Haley in Texas, Tim Wong, Joe Schwartz, all those guys. It's been going well. We were growing, but now we're growing. So
Right.
it's been good, man. We're excited to see what happens. It's only been 6 months, and we've already seen incredible growth and support, and I think it's only going to go up.
That's what I was going to ask you. So
Yeah.
since the show, you guys have seen a serious uptick then?
Pretty significant. Yeah. I mean,
Good.
it would have trended that way anyway, most likely, because we're still a new brand. People are still hearing about us. It's just happening a little faster than it would have organically. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you guys are going to blow up. I mean, like, the whole analogies behind the symbols and everything, that's one thing, but the blends are phenomenal. Like, it's different to have like your images and stuff. It could be cheesy, just marketing, and the blends are shit, but you guys' blends are, there's not one that I don't like.
Both, right? We've seen both. You've got catchy marketing and cool packaging and hot shit, and the cigar's just okay. And then you've got these really fucking good cigars with absolutely no presence on a shelf. Nobody knows what the fuck it is because the band sucks, or nobody's talking. There's no packaging at all. If you've got both, I think as long as you don't proactively fuck it up, you're probably going to be okay. Yeah.
And talking about your like marketing and your blend, something we talk about is, and if I ever did a cigar, this would be, because I love this about your blends have a Vitola for a blend. So it's like, I feel like when you were setting the blends, yes, you got your symbolism involved with each one. So there's that added layer, but you also found like, okay, with what we want to do with this cigar, this is the best blend for the best size, the best shape that matches the best meaning. It's like, it's a multi-layered aspect that you took time to think about, where it's not like, hey, I came up with a blend in a Toro. Cool, let's make 5 sizes that may or may not be the same.
Right.
So I have a question about that then. So did you guys work backwards or forwards? Did you make the blend and then name it? Or did you have a name for the blend that you wanted to work into a Vitola?
We already knew what the blend was going to be called. And we knew what the size was going to be before we ever started blending it, with maybe one exception.
We have kind of, it's like, when you're in a kitchen and you want to make a dish, if you're going to make steak or spaghetti, right? You know what you're going to get up to. It's just what goes into it. How do you finish it? So yeah, we had a name. We typically had a wrapper or a binder that we wanted to work with. We had maybe a size or something like that in mind, but we blended everything to the size that demonstrated that blend the best, for sure.
And I've got it's the only picture I threw up in time, but this is kind of, I stole this off. It's either y'all's website or somebody else's, but this is the, kind of the spread of your first 8 there. And, it's, as we're talking, it's like this, as you see it, is what the cigars are. And of course you've got your, the witnesses have that other Robusto format for your, your production, but like, it's cool that those are the blends. Like that is, each blend, that is what you're getting. It's not 16 variants of each thing. I don't know. It's something that I appreciate because it's kind of nerdy in a good way. It's like you didn't just make it to make money.
It's clean. It's clean.
It is, and you have representation behind it. Which, I mean, the whole reason we're doing right now is we call the whole brotherhood the friendship therapy term. It's kind of what our group calls it, because like you cigars bring you together for a reason to have conversation, to have camaraderie, and we kind of push away from the brotherhood concept just because, that old stigma of it's the old, white, rich, happy guys. And it was like almost sexist. Like that stigma's gone. It's just everybody comes into the cigar space. Should be a safe space to talk. Well, when you have a brand like y'all have done, you're not just smoking a damn good cigar. You're smoking a damn good cigar that has a damn good story behind it. And so it brings the conversation to life in an even more vibrant way than, and it's not to dog on other brands. Everybody has their own style and vibe, but from a cigar nerd myself, it's very appreciative to see something that has that much foresight behind it. Like y'all, like you saying you knew what you wanted to do and you just went and freaking did it,
Yeah, everything's been pretty deliberate for both of us. We've both told the story several times that, growing up in the Mormon faith and why that's such a huge part of the imagery and the vibe is that was our community, right? That was our whole world. I mean, Justin, you got a piece of that a little bit.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yep.
It permeates your whole life, especially in bountiful fucking Utah, right? So when you leave that community, when you walk away, when you become an apostate, there's a real stark sense of you're on your own, right? For me, I felt that way for a few years until I found the cigar community. When I started buying cigars from Kendrick at Beehive, that was why I talked to him when I wanted a job in the industry. He was the only one I was going to talk to, and if he said no, tobacco industry wasn't for me, because he was creating community in a space that's meant to be communed in, right? So that's exactly what you're saying. Is it's not a brotherhood, it's a community. It's not what the cigar is, it's what the cigar does. Kendrick says it all the time. Carlito Fuente says it all the time. It's not about the cigar, it's about the people, right?
Right.
So we want the branding and the marketing and the experience you have when you pick up an apostate. You're going to smoke whatever you're going to smoke, but when you pick up an apostate, we want you to feel that sense of community. Take an hour and a half, get to know the person sitting next to you, have a story, or don't sit there in silence, think about your life, whatever, but have an experience, not just a cigar.
And that's especially here on Hollow Down, the reason we do the things we do, we don't get paid to do none of this, and my intent is to never get paid for this. We do it because we enjoy it. If something happens down the line, cool, but that's not what we're here for. We like the community, and we like the aspect of that bonding that you get, and it's enabled us to meet some cool people like y'all that we would have never met organically any other way. If it wasn't for cigars, I wouldn't know your name. Yes, you've got a brand and you're selling a product, and that's part of it, but it's the essence that is out there for that community aspect that brings people together that wouldn't come together in another format.
Mm-hmm.
In a way that almost cultures that bonding. It's not just the opportunity of like, hey, you're in the same room together. I can do that at the Mexican restaurant we just talked about.
Right. But you walk into a cigar lounge, you know exactly what's going to happen. You're going to sit down, you're going to get invited into conversation, and you're going to have an hour, 2 hours of shooting the shit with people you never would have met otherwise. Right. And then you're going to see them again next week, and then maybe more. All the friends in my circle right now are cigar people. I don't really have a lot of people in my circle that are from the before time.
Right.
Same here.
Their own thing, so.
Same here.
The three of us down here, and then plus Ryan, who wasn't able to make it. We consider ourselves the OGs, and it's not just us. There's a bigger group, but as far as the podcast is concerned, and we met in different online groups for no other reason than we realized, okay, we're starting to push out the same posts. We're kind of talking about the same thing. We're starting to like the same thing. It's like, okay, that guy's somebody I want to talk to because there's some bonding there. And that was just a cigar group that brought us together. And that was on an online format. Right. We all met online before we ever met, and I still haven't met Chad in person 3 years later.
You better be coming down for NFG at Underground.
I think so.
I've gotten to meet Justin since, we're only 3.5 hours apart. It's a lot easier than Louisiana to Michigan, but at some point that'll happen too.
Yeah, I'm in Fort Worth, so Underground's like 20 minutes from me, and I know Brandon knows all about Underground.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I came all the way to Louisiana, but Pat never came to see me. He never made it the rest of
the
way.
He decided to come to PCA while I was stuck on shift and couldn't make the drive down to New Orleans.
Excuses.
Horrible excuses.
This year we'll have a couple more opportunities, I think. So
Well, can I just add, speaking to our story, I've found it super cool and interesting, just going around to all the different cigar lounges and meeting all these people, like you're saying, that everybody is kind of an apostate in their own way. It's, I think, part of growing up and kind of thinking for yourself and kind of forging your own path. And I've just met so many people in this industry that, they left some evangelical thing, or they were in some weird, other organization or some other community that they lost and found with cigars. It's a common story, and I think that's super cool that people can relate to our story in that way without even having been Mormon.
Right. That's still relatable. Yeah.
It's the island of misfit toys.
For
Yeah,
sure.
I
You know what I mean?
like
Are you
the
renaming our
thought there.
show? Because that's what it is. It's the Island of Misfit Toys. That's right.
I like that in a
Well,
way. Everybody's an apostate. That's. I mean, it's a good representation. I kind of like that.
That's why we line up so well with Black Label and Blackworks. Oveja
Yeah.
Negra is Spanish for black sheep. We're all black sheep, man. The whole cigar world full of black sheep. And
For sure.
lean in, embrace it,
It's like, what do y'all not want to do? Screw it. That's what we're gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's up, Cigar Girl Diaries? Welcome to the show.
So I have a question. I guess maybe and either of you can answer, or maybe both of you will. Like when you were coming up, starting out your brands and stuff before you started Apostate, who was I guess maybe the biggest brand that you guys looked up to or revered, and then maybe a couple boutique brands that you kind of looked up to.
Brandon, you want to go first?
Sure. When I first started smoking cigars, it was right around the beginning of the forming of the myth of Pete Johnson, right? Pete Johnson was someone I could relate to. He looked like me, you know what I mean? He's a white guy all tatted up, doing his own thing, making his own blends. I looked up to Pete for a number of years. And then I started meeting manufacturers, Jose Blanco from, La Aurora, and when he did Señorial, and now he's with Fuente, he was with EP Carrillo. That guy has been kind of like a godfather to me for years. He still calls me on my birthday. There are a lot of people, it's easy to look up to in this business. I would say Tatuaje and Pete Johnson probably started the ball rolling for me. And since then, it's come to one of my good friends is Matt Booth. We talk almost weekly. I have mad respect for the way that guy does business and the way he handles his brand and how he is just always Matt Booth no matter what. You can't help but look up to that, right? Obviously, Hochi is a pinnacle of just a dude who only cares about the people involved with the people he's taking care of, cares about the tobacco. He doesn't care about making money. He cares about what the industry is, where it's going, what it looks like. I could talk all day about who I look up to. Just so many people.
Yeah, I can second that. For me, the first brand that really grabbed me was Perdomo when I was, this was in 2009, 2010.
Yeah.
I was smoking his ESV 1991, and that was the cigar that I first fell in love with. And so that was an important moment. In terms of boutique blends, and I would say that Illusion and Dion's blends were really inspirational. I love every single one of his blends. I don't think there's an Illusion that I don't love. And I think that's great. Just making awesome cigars and letting them speak for themselves and kind of shrouding them in a bit of mystery, I was definitely inspired by that. Also love Pete Johnson's blends, Matt Booth. I mean, there's so many, really, so many.
I can't. I like to give credit when I can, and I can't think of who said this. One of the prior guests on the show, and forgive me for not remembering, but there's at the end of the day, there's a financial purpose for making cigars because yes, you're making a business, you want to make a living, you want to make money, and all that, and that's cool. But the brands that most people talk about, and there's a few exceptions to this rule in the legacy world, but especially your boutique, your newer stuff, if you get the aspect or the mindset of making a damn good product, making a damn good community, the money's going to come naturally. People are going to be drawn to what you want to do. If you focus on making something good, making your environment good, you don't have to work as hard as you would if you're only focusing on making money. And the brands that, like I said, we talk about do that. And, I feel, and it's not just blowing smoke up, your butts because you're here. That's why we asked you to come on the shows. We feel that vibe coming from you guys, and you're focusing on the community. And look, now you've got a chance to grow with another factory and group that's their whole vibe is, I'm going to do what the hell I want because I think people are going to freaking love it.
Yeah.
And here you are growing, almost organically in that aspect because of how you present yourselves. And not everybody does that. And that's something we dig as well.
I have a question. What was y'all's first cigar? Like very first cigar?
We're not counting like Swisher or Backwoods. Throw those out. First premium cigar.
My first cigar ever was at the Monte Carlo Casino in Vegas, drunk off my ass in 2007. I don't remember what it was. It cost like $8 at the casino, so it was probably
that's not bad.
It was probably like a $2 stick.
Yeah, it was probably not that great of a stick. I don't
probably
remember.
running about 32 RH.
I don't remember.
It's like smoking a cracker.
I don't remember the band. I don't remember anything other than it had like a traditional Habano-y looking wrapper, and it tasted like smoke.
So what's the next one that you remember, so we can have a brand name? I mean, we got to have something here to work with.
Puente was my first cigar that I enjoyed.
Chad's
a good way to lose your virginity, sir.
Yeah. You could do worse. You could do a lot worse.
Yeah. What about you, Brandon?
Yeah. The first cigar that I remember, I mean, I had a couple, but they were forgettable because I don't remember what they were. The first cigar that I remember something clicking and being like, I think I'm into this. I think this is where I'm at. Was the Aroma de Cuba Mi Amor. What was that? 2009, something like that. 2010.
Okay.
That's
different because that's not a brand most people say is their first cigar. That's interesting.
Yeah.
It was the first one that caught my attention. It definitely wasn't my first cigar. I think I had like a Camacho, Connecticut, something like that. But that was the first one where I was like, fuck, I get it. I get it now, something. So
yeah. The reason
Didn't you
why
just post and rate one of those, Pat, the other day?
It wasn't that one. It was the
wasn't the Mi Amor.
The Noblesse.
The Noblesse, yeah. The reason why I asked y'all is because my first cigar was a White Owl in Bountiful on the outside of my parents' house.
That's all you can find in Bountiful.
That's all I can find at the gas stations,
What are you going to get in Bountiful?
But, Chad said the Swisher Sweets, they don't count. But my first one was with Olivia Series V, and these guys know that. I've only been smoking for 2 years. I started in 2023. I smoked cigarettes, all that jazz. But, like, I needed something to, calm me down, and just mellow out, and found Olivia Series V, and that's what kind of sparked my cigar. I hate the word journey. I hate that word, but the cigar lifestyle or whatever. The cigar.
It is
community,
a journey.
That's what sparked it. But that's why I wanted to mention that, because I thought you guys would get a kick out of that, being smoking a White Owl behind my parents' house in Bountiful.
And I don't want to overlook this comment from Mad Money real quick. He says, because it's what we were just talking about. It says, I love it when Brandon gets passionate. It shows. Love seeing that in brand owners. It's genuine as fuck, which is 100%.
I don't get passionate. I don't know what he's talking about.
Well, I pulled a Justin, a former Justin, and I smoked too fast because I couldn't stop chiefing it as like Chad. So guess what? I'm gonna unfortunately have to light up now. This is
you poor bastard.
It's the
what were you smoking, Pat? What was your first stick?
It was the Zarahemla.
Oh.
See, I started mine up early because I had the longer size of the feathered serpent, but I was telling him, I was like, I'm gonna slowly smoke, because me being a new smoker, I smoke too fast. It gets burnt out, or I have draw issues or tongue issues, and
the serpent needs to be enjoyed slowly anyway. That's a very
so. I mean, I started it 15 minutes before we started, and I'm still 2 inches from the band. So
good pace.
I'm smoking it nice and slow, just enough to keep it going, and it's absolutely beautiful. Like you said, it doesn't taste like a Candela. Like when I first lit it up, it almost was like a a sweet Connecticut. But then
Mhm.
as I got progressed, it got way more peppery and the
Yep.
strength picked up. And these guys know I'm all about pepper and strength, but I also dabble in everything else. But this thing is so well balanced, and I'm excited for when I go to Honeycombs because I know they have all Robusto sizes. So I'm gonna get all of those because I haven't had any of those blends in Robusto size.
When I
so.
first light
Oh, the
that
Corona,
cigar,
the Corona size. Yeah,
Or I'm sorry,
first
Corona.
light-
I apologize.
yeah. No, it's okay.
when I first light that cigar, Justin, I get like a salty cashew.
Mm-hmm.
And it's sweet. It's like
Yes.
sweet,
Very nutty.
salty
Yeah.
cashew,
Yes.
Yeah.
but it's sweet at the same time, which is
That-
weird.
Yeah, that's why I said sweet Connecticut because Connecticut
And it's
is
about-
sometimes nutty.
It's about that much of this, like, and then once it breaks through, you start getting pepper instead.
Yes, absolutely.
I
A
agree.
little bit of cocoa, kind of
Yep.
creamy,
Yeah,
really
I said-
creamy. Yeah.
I said Connecticut because it reminds me of the old school Connecticut. It's not like the newer stuff, but like it was really solid. I enjoyed the very beginning of it, and then again I'm smoking it slow on purpose.
And
Good.
we kind of said this at the beginning, but like I said, I lit that like shit.
So my other favorite is the Deseret. That's hands down
Mhm.
my two favorites.
So that's the one I haven't had.
Deseret
I haven't had that one.
I thought
Gosh,
you
you're
had
gonna
all
love that one.
first 6 so
Yeah.
far. It is a toss
Deseret
up for me,
is-
Justin, between this one and the Deseret. What is my number 1 and number 2? It is such a close toss up for me.
I'm probably going to
Um,
spend a few $100 getting like 2 of each of all the blends when I go down to Honeycomb.
And I like.
When
to
are
throw
you
credit,
going to be in Waco?
The weekend after Thanksgiving.
So I'll be there, dude. On Saturday
No
the
way.
6th.
That's awesome.
Yeah, dude. On Saturday the 6th, we're doing an event with Black Label at Honeycomb.
No shit.
You
Okay.
should come.
Wait, what day did you say?
Saturday the 6th.
Oh, the 6th. I'll be the weekend right after Thanksgiving. So I'll be there
Oh,
like
so
the 20.
okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, unless
Oh,
I can
shit.
convince the wife, I might be able to make it. But that's a 2-hour drive from Fort Worth. So
I would
Yeah,
say
worth
that
it.
I would go over there that day, but I will be going to New Orleans for a cruise. So
Oh, you poor guy.
Mm.
I know
yeah,
it's
right.
terrible.
That's a good excuse. If you had any other excuse, I'd say boo on you. But
I want to say this, and we kind of hinted at it earlier, and I've started this 3 times and got sidetracked in some badass conversation. So the fact that, like I said at the beginning, not being a Candela guy, the Feathered Serpent was my very specific intro to Apostate. The first thing I smoked, me and Chad had talked about it, Justin as well, but we had talked about bringing it on the show because Kevin Shahan, who also is not, big. Well, he's got a different view of Candela than everybody else. I'll leave it at that because I don't want to steal the thunder here. But he kept talking about this cigar, and he's like, y'all got to smoke this. Y'all got to smoke this. You got to smoke this. I'm like, damn, if he's pushing the cigar that hard, I'm going to smoke it. And then James Garcia, you either know him as, Harrison Beer and Cigar or BL Luxuries on the online.
Mhm.
And then
Yeah.
it showed up in his Cigar of the Month club. And that's the Cigar of the Month that a couple of us do because he does it completely differently. And I was
that's where this is from.
I was like, damn, 2 of these guys that I actually like to follow are pushing the same damn Candela. I was like, there's got to be something to this. And then, of course, as soon as we lit it up, me and Chad, I don't remember if it was blind or it was either the first or second smoke, like he was talking about. I forget now. We pulled it on the show that early because we're like, okay, there's got to be something to this. And then I went down a rabbit hole. I was like, I got to smoke all, because y'all had the 6 at the time. I was like, I got to smoke all these things. But that's how I got down the rabbit hole.
Hell yeah. Now, Kevin, I think, has been our single biggest ambassador, advocate, whatever you want to say, for that Candela. He's done several posts claiming that it's the best Candela ever made. It's the best Candela in production. And I'm not.
Gonna
I don't
argue.
know. I'm not gonna argue. I'm not gonna be like, yeah, you're right, but I'm also not gonna be like, So yeah, it's pretty cool. And James Garcia up at Harrisburg, when he smoked it, we gave him a sample at TPE just this year, 2025, and he bought everything we had left.
Yep.
He bought the remainder of our inventory after he smoked one cigar. So
That's awesome.
that's pretty cool. Yeah.
I know I was
Yeah.
kind of waiting because I wanted to support him just because he's kind of where, from the retailer side, I was kind of waiting for him to get the 7th and the 8th one before I smoked them, but I don't think he's got them quite yet.
Brandon, were you going to say something about the Deseret when we were talking about that, and then we got sidetracked.
You were talking about Deseret's. Your Deseret's the favorite for you, and then the Feathered Serpent is number two. I was just going to mention that's nationally, Deseret is number one, Feathered Serpent is number two for us in sales.
Makes
I'm looking
sense,
forward to trying that because I have not tried that blend yet. So that'll probably be the first thing I light up right when I get back in the car headed to the deer lease.
None of you have smoked 7 and 8 yet, huh?
Which one is 7 and 8? What are they called?
Moroni's Trumpet and the Endowment.
I just got it.
I've actually smoked that. Madison Money gave me that.
Yet, though.
Nice. That must have been an early or something because Madison gave that to me at NFG last year. So March he had that. He gave me that blend.
Pat, you were saying they only had 6
last year. Was that last year? Y'all pushed those 2 out, or
those were debuted in 2024 at PCA.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So James has all of them now, Pat, because I just re-upped on a bag.
Oh, he does.
Apostate, and I wanted to try both of those specifically, so I got one of each.
James should have everything.
Yep. Okay. He needs to make a sampler. I think samplers are genius for trying out companies. Do the Apostate 8.
If you go to tinderbox.com, they've got an 8-pack sampler on there.
Tinderbox.
Is it called the Apostate 8? Because that's a badass name.
The Apostate.
What is it, the Hateful 8? Was that the movie? The Hateful 8?
Yeah, that's a good movie, dude.
Quentin Tarantino right there. A lot of the samplers. I mean, there's a couple other brands that we've gotten to try. Well, at least I've gotten to try because of the way Tinderbox does samplers, and not every retailer does. So I like how they. Yeah,
Tinderbox crushes their online sales. They're so good.
Now you guys changed. I remember talking to you about this at PCA. You changed your packaging or your shelf presentation stuff this year, right? Like you went from. Didn't you only sell in bundles, and then now you provide this tray? Is that what changed this year?
The tray has changed. We always had a tray.
Okay.
But the tray that you see now is our new and improved tray. We do still ship in bundles. 2026 is going to be kind of a hybrid. We are going to be going to boxes soon, but bundles will still be an option.
I cannot wait to see what those boxes look like. I'm going to buy every single one.
You guys could have a blast with the boxes.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe
I might buy 2 boxes of each just so I can burn the other ones just to kind of laugh.
Send your mom a video.
Yeah.
Did you say your mom is still in the church?
Yeah, both sides of my family are. My mom's side and my dad's side.
Okay.
Well, I take that back. Not my dad's side because there's only one uncle left, and he's been a hippie since the 70s. So that's actually the deer lease I'm going to. But he knows all about our family's background and all that. He got out of church just like I did, but in the 70s. So he's like,
do you send them pictures?
Do what?
Do you send them pictures of yourself smoking cigars and drinking?
Oh, he smokes cigars with me. I'm bringing I'm bringing down a huge bundle for us to smoke cigars and kill some deer and drink some whiskey and all that. And I'm going to bring some apostates for him.
I was about to say, you're going to let him.
He'll get a kick out of it. Oh, yeah, he'll get a kick out of it.
The rest of the family. Do you send them to the rest of the family?
No, but they all know I smoke, and we go to Colorado every year, and they're all like, that stinks. And I'm like, don't care.
Move farther away.
Yeah.
There you go. Smoke what you want.
Well, I try to be nice, and I smoke on the side that the windows aren't open because in Colorado, there's no ACs in those places. So I'll go on the parking lot, and that way I'm not fucking smoking out everybody in the whole area.
Still be cordial for people.
Yeah, as a cigar smoker, and I'm new, but I've already come to terms on my own. Like, you got to set and setting. Don't smoke around a bunch of kids. Don't be the closest patio table next to the door that's open. Like, know where you're at.
Yep.
And then sometimes I don't give a shit. Like on vacation, when we go to cruises, like James does, and I go to Destin, I don't care. I'm on vacation.
Is your smoke it up point right there?
Yeah, I'm on vacation. I don't care where I'm at. I'm lighting up.
Good thing about the cruises is every ship's different, but there's a designated smoke area somewhere, whether it's Norwegian's lounges or Carnival's got, the whole side deck that's on the wind side. So yes, it's tough to light, but it's downwind, so nobody's got to deal with it. So you kind of get to enjoy without having to worry about everybody. So
I'll be honest, with Carnival, I grab a chair and I pull myself behind the wall, and I've never had nobody say anything about me. I'm like, I paid too much for these smokes for it to just be blown off by the ocean winds and stuff because it can get very windy on a cruise. If anybody
It does.
have y'all been on one, I'm sure if all of us have, it sucks the smoke in the wind.
I'll tell you that the best part to the best way to light up a cigar is because most of the ships that outside deck is on, it's either the level of or the level above the pool, which means they have the showers. So I'll light, if I can't light it, I'll run over there inside of the like walled shower, light it up, and run out.
Oh, it's genius. I never thought of that.
Smart. Nice.
I have a funny story about Carnival Cruise. I'm sure you guys know who John Held is, or Held, or whatever you say his name is. He's like the main spokesman for Carnival Cruise. Well, the last cruise I went on, I had 6 butane torches taken from me. But I fought the security guard tooth and nails for the last one, and I was able to keep one. And I contacted John myself, and I've got a screenshot of his Facebook message saying it was on security. We allow butane torches, so you need to talk to security next time you go through and be like, I've got this. He says it's good. It's only you that have a problem with it. Because I've been on several cruises and no problem, but last I had 6 taken from me.
My poker, this is part of it. It's separated right now, but I've got, it's got double punch in it, and it's got my poker. I've taken this on every cruise I've been at, except for like my first one when I was kind of learning. Never had an issue until our last cruise I had. Out of like the 4 ports, I only got stopped twice, and it was the same specific security guard. And I'm like, dude, I've been in and out of your terminal so many times with my cigar tools and never had an issue.
Right.
So, you probably just had that one guy that either didn't know or just didn't like it. Or
I mean, I'm sure Kendrick and Brandon can speak to this. The TSA agents, it all depends on what agent you get when you go through security. You know what I mean?
100%.
You get the guy that doesn't give a crap, and you get a guy like, nope.
Yep.
Being cigar makers and brand owners, you have to travel a lot. So TSA can be.
I always take my cheaper stuff when I travel, just in case, because most of the time I'm okay, but I've lost a couple things a time or two. So
here's a confession, guys. I never use a cutter. I always use my fingertip.
Okay.
And I usually use a Bic.
Yeah.
Hey,
Tim Swanson from
works.
Cigars Daily, he does that. He's been smoking cigars for like 30 years, and that's all he does.
All the OGs use their fingernails.
All the OGs, yeah.
I just peel it off, unless it's a torpedo.
I'm finding out a lot of the OGs don't even toast; they just light up.
When you're using a soft flame, you really don't need to toast.
Yeah, that's what I used on this. I actually used a little soft flame that I actually got from BL Luxuries.
Hey,
Shout out to James Garcia. This little Viso, it's a soft flame and then a butane torch. It's perfect.
I rarely use a torch, especially when we're down in the factory. There's not a torch to be found. It's all Bics, man.
Yeah,
I find that being a new smoker, I hurry the process. So a soft flame lets me slow down a little bit and enjoy the
mine's
ritual.
Environmental.
Well,
that too. Yep.
I take the torch to it because I can't wait.
Chad's so impatient.
Time's a waste.
Minutes.
Are you drinking a Red Bull, old man?
No. One of those.
Oh, okay.
Those jobbies.
Okay.
Pretty good.
That's Chad's go-to.
I thought he was slamming back caffeine to stay awake.
Right?
I don't need to
always give Chad crap about being old. He's not that old.
No. He's just older, and that's all we need.
Yeah.
Yep. A lot older.
Well, I have a question. Brandon, how old are you? And Kendrick, how old are you?
We are both 43 years young.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You're right in the middle of this
1982, baby.
Yep.
Right
I'm 85. I'm right behind you.
Right. Yeah,
Technically, Kendrick is older by like 3 months. So.
And it shows by how much wiser I am.
It's true. He's
more mature.
Those 3 months in cigar years, those 3 months is like 10 years for sure.
Oh, yeah.
That's funny.
I guess I'm technically the young one here. I'm 37, but I started smoking I was 21, so it's 2009.
Nice.
I started smoking. So, of course, y'all talked about your first cigars. I laugh at mine because mine was given to me, and it was acid infusion tea, and I knew nothing different. And so I lived on acid for a while, and I can't tell you which blend it was, but I remember the first time my first segue was a Padron. I was like, oh, this is a real cigar.
Yeah.
And then it took me a few years to find somebody that could actually help me curate. So I somewhere around 4 or 5 years, I've guessed at it. I don't know when it was, but it took me several years to finally actually start getting into good smoke. So
say what you will about acid, it holds its place in the market for a good reason. It's a great intro cigar.
I think it's the number one selling brand, isn't it, or something like that?
It is.
So Acid Cuba Cuba spent a long time as the number one selling SKU in the world for a few years. I don't know if that's still the case, but
I know the Blondie is high up there.
I guess I'm gonna have to try them at some point. I've always started with just
just try them just so you know, because we talk shit about them, but like you said, they've got a purpose. And
I used to smoke a Blondie here and there. That was early on for sure.
It's funny. The guy that I send cigars to in Utah, he got out of the church, and his family got out of the church. That's how he smokes his infused and flavored cigars. He can't get into the regular stuff, and
hey, you like what you like. You know?
Yeah. He gets sent packages. I'm not going to say from who or from where, but since he can't get stuff sent to him, I help the guy out.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with sending your buddy a care package.
It's just sports memorabilia. Just sports memorabilia. That's all it is.
You can ship tobacco into the state as a private citizen. There's no.
Oh, can you? Okay.
Yeah. It's the purchase of tobacco as it's written in Utah's tax code.
It can be free.
It can how you buy it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because that's what he does. He buys it online, gets it sent to me, and then I turn around and send it to him.
But you weren't supposed to say that part. Now the ATF's coming.
We won't tell.
Hey, we'll do redacted.
Before you were just sending them to him as a gift, and that sounded better. That sounded way better.
Well, the reason why I say that is because he always is like, you can take a few sticks out as your for what
tax.
You did. I'm like, your tax. So I'm like, okay. And so I've got a whole little Pelican case full of infused and flavored cigars that are probably like 3 years old now. I started.
It's great for giving out when you have a get together and people don't smoke.
Dude, I gave it to the bug guy the other day. Like we sprayed the yard. And he was smoking a cigarette in his truck. And I was like, hey man, I appreciate your hard work. Gave him a water, gave him a Dr. Pepper, and gave him 2 cigars. And it was like a Sweet Jane and a Fat Betty.
Okay.
Yep.
Perfect.
There you go. So what's going to be new on the horizon at Apostate?
That's a good question.
Anything in the works?
Well, you already know.
Besides the little cigars.
Yeah. Brandon's eyebrow just went way up like The Rock. He was like,
or is it top secret still?
No. Well, we can say that we're, I think, in the finalized stages of 2 new blends that we're excited about. That will be announced and released at some point, at some time.
He who shall remain nameless. That's
right. Well, let's just say
are you guys gonna cap out on a number, like being it tied with anything? Or
eventually, I don't know. Eventually, the core line is done, right? We have our core 8. That's done. We have the 8 witnesses as a complement to it. That's done. Everything we do from here on out is going to be because we like that process, right? We like being creative. We like coming up with new shit to smoke. I'm sure you guys want to see new shit from us as consumers. We can't just stop, right? So we're going to make stuff. What it's going to look like is probably going to change as it goes. For the 2 blends Kendrick's talking about, we haven't finalized kind of a theme or a reason, but it coincides with 2026 is our 5th year on the market, right? So maybe something there. We don't know.
I thought of some good names like Seer Stones or Pilgrim. You know what I mean? Look at Brandon. He knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Man.
Or like the golden plates,
there's a lot of names,
dude. You have so much to pull from. You know what I mean? Endless possibilities.
Madison wants to know if it's Jupiter or Saturn related, or even other astrology symbolism.
Is that because of Kendrick's charm on his necklace? Is that why he's asking that?
Well, what's your insight for that, Madison? What you got? He did come back, and I threw it up, but we ran past it. He said, acid does grow great with lasers and techno. House dub.
Mad Money is drinking whiskey right now. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
He's
cheers.
always drinking whiskey.
We're
Man,
about
we-
to have a poker night soon. I can't wait.
I don't
We
know
had-
what I don't know what Madison's referring to, but on the band there is the Jupiter symbol right there. Right there.
Wow, that's a good find.
That's what
I did
that
not
is,
know.
huh?
Yep, that's
Okay.
what he just said on their labels. There's some hidden images and such. I did not catch that. That's kind of cool.
Joseph Smith, the founder of the church, always carried a Jupiter talisman in his pocket. He was into
Okay.
And what is that symbol in between Angel Moroni and the temple? It's almost like Egyptian or like a.
No, that's the symbol I'm talking
That's
about.
the Jupiter
okay.
symbol, yeah.
Okay, gotcha. I just wanted to clarify.
Yeah. I didn't catch that. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Hey, good eye, Madison.
Most
Good eye.
people don't notice that, but that's what that is. It's a Jupiter astrological.
Now, is there anything else on the band that is symbolized, like the patterns or the gold on both sides on the top, or
No, that's just kind of ornate flair, that part of it.
just looks damn good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It pops. It pops.
It does pop.
Thank you.
Yeah,
But,
I'll say that as a brand, you guys tied everything together so nicely, and it's so visually appealing to the consumer. Like when you see that, it's like, wow, that's different, you know. And that's probably what you were going for, I'm sure.
He also just asked about the scales that are at the bottom too.
Yeah, the scales is so the Jupiter symbol is Kendrick's sort of, that's what he's attached to.
That's my
The
moniker
scales.
band.
Yeah, the scales on the other side is mine. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay. So a little personal flair from both of y'all on it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It you talk about Madison drinking whiskey. Fun story that has nothing to do with Apostate. We had him on the show recently for doing some Ohana stuff, and you could tell when the alcohol hit because he got funnier and funnier. And we ended the show, and we like every show we tell people once we cut, we end up talking for a couple minutes, and the guys jumped off. And I think we started the show about the same time we did this one. And so it was about like roughly 9 o'clock by the time we all kind of jumped off. And he asked me one question. They had jumped off. I'm about to get off. He's like, hey, man, I got a question. He asked me the one question. And we were online together until 2:30. Because he just kept drinking and we're just talking. And we didn't realize it. We're looking down like, oh, shit.
Yeah,
He
I've had a
started the
couple of nights
podcast with a
like-
Michael Myers mask.
Yeah, I've had some nights like that with Mad Money.
Justin, you want to read that?
Actually, on my second bottle.
Of Dow, he's drinking port.
I love him,
that's
Madison. He's a good dude. And he supports y'all, obviously, full-heartedly as well. So,
Yeah, he's a good dude.
yeah.
I'm doing my cigar tour in reverse of you, Pat. I'm smoking the Zarahemla now.
Okay.
And then what
you've
you
had-
smoked first?
Yeah, that's what I smoked first. Yep.
Yeah.
I thought I had a desert left and I was going to pull it, but I guess I smoked my last one. My inventory was a little off. So
This is
Shame.
my last one until next
I'll
week.
smoke one for you.
that one right there.
There you go.
So there's if you guys want to nerd out just a little bit about the Zarahemla blend,
Yeah.
it's kind of a fun story. You know how we were talking about going in with an idea beforehand of what we wanted the cigar to be, whether that's like, oh, we want to, use this wrapper or whatever. And we really wanted to do a Cameroon for the Zarahemla. We wanted a Cameroon wrapper on it. Ho Chi has a great Cameroon wrapper that he uses on his Imperial Jade line.
Yeah.
And we wanted to use that wrapper, and we asked him, and he's like, no, I don't have, any of that. Basically is what he's saying is that's for me.
It's for me, not you.
Right.
And we wanted to use a Pennsylvania broadleaf binder underneath that Cameroon, but we ended up, instead of using the Cameroon for the wrapper, we were like, well, Ho Chi, do you have any Cameroon binder? He's like, oh yeah, you can use the binder. And so we just kind of flipped the script on it, and we ended up using the PA broadleaf wrapper with the Cameroon binder. And honestly, flavor-wise, the two you can swap the wrapper and binder and get the same profile out of a cigar. It doesn't really matter what the layer is. And so, yeah, that's why we ended up with the PA broadleaf on theirs, because we couldn't get the Cameroon we wanted, but we did get the Cameroon we wanted in the binder. So the end result was the same, but that's the part of the improvising process of creating a blend. Sometimes you just have to paint with the colors you have, you know?
Yeah, and that PA broadleaf can be hit or miss. So that's a good blend though, but that PA broadleaf can be hit or miss on certain.
Well, like any leaf, it depends on how you blend it, right? You could say the same for. I've had San Andres that was hit or miss because it wasn't blended right.
Right.
You have to balance. You have to make sure the ingredients play together, and you can use any leaf if you're going to use leaves that complement it.
That's a little throw of that Imperial Jade. If y'all haven't had that one, I had one probably a few weeks ago. That's a banger right there too. So.
Banger. Just want to throw this out because we always talk about this. The bands came right off, easy peasy. I mean, perfect. We always talk about that on the reviews. Not that this is a review. This is just us getting to know you guys, just to hang. But we're real big on bands coming off nice and easy, and that was perfect.
I mean, it's nothing new. It's not like I'm going to say anything I haven't heard, but it really sucks when you're smoking a damn good cigar and you got a third of it left and the whole wrapper comes off.
It starts to disintegrate towards the last third. You know what I mean? Once that wrapper starts coming, the whole thing starts to unravel.
I enjoy about this cigar is the chalky texture on the smoke. Like has a
Zarahemla.
Yeah, Zarahemla.
Yeah,
has almost a chalky texture like an Avo that I really like.
It's gritty.
It's
and
very, very
if y'all I don't expect y'all to seen us the magical moments, but we've kind of several shows back we smoked Avo Heritage, and that became our baseline for comparing chalkiness in a cigar because it was chalky without, some chalky cigars are just too dry, right, and that one's not. So it came like our comparison point when we're saying if something's too chalky or it's more chewy than chalky. So that's kind of why he's referencing the Avo, because that's kind of seems to be the good middle ground for us, a baseline. So
well, that was like the Diamond Crown. Oh, go ahead, Brandon.
I was going to say I do notice that chalky texture in the smoke from Honduran cigars more often than Nicaragua or the DR.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Yeah, I was going to say the Diamond Crown that we smoked, I didn't enjoy that chalk, but then Chad was like, I got to send you another one. And I think you sent it to me in the shorter size, and the chalkiness from that was fantastic. But I don't know if you guys saw Madison's Mad Money's comment. He said, I'm in love with Kendrick's chair. Apostate is just aesthetically sound from cigars to owners and surroundings. I just dig it, man.
It's a nice chair.
Yeah, it is.
When you first came on, I was like, I do like that chair. My wife would like that chair.
That's exactly where my head is like. I don't know if I can let Ellen watch this show.
There's a chair. I don't care how much it is. We're getting it. That's what she's going to tell you.
Madison came on the show. It was around Halloween. We opened with him coming in with a Michael Myers mask.
See, look, there's my wife. My wife just said that. She said, Madison, I agree. Gives me all the vibes. So thanks, Kendrick. Now I'm going to have to buy this chair.
Hey, Justin.
Go to the at-home store now. Yep.
Justin, I need you to pay very close attention to the comment line and read this for me.
Your wife does like the chair. Yeah, see? All right, so Kendrick, where'd you get it? Might as well, let's talk about it.
Christmas is coming.
Oh, that's great.
No, it wasn't Home Goods. It was the
at home.
At home store.
Yeah, I've seen that chair at home.
One of her favorite stores.
Shit, there's one.
Yeah, mine too. If Kendrick is good, if Kendrick's good at anything, it's curating a vibe. I'll send you guys a photo of our office tomorrow.
Look at Mad Money. Mad Money's getting me in trouble. He said, right, Justin needs to buy you one or three. And this mother. My wife appreciates the content she watches, and my father-in-law smokes cigars, so every time I light up a cigar, it reminds her of her childhood. So I'm very thankful of my wife that is okay with me smoking.
And this is why we love the live shows, because this has nothing to do with cigars, and we got a second conversation going on Kendrick's chair. So, you never know.
Melissa's laughing now. She's laughing my ass off.
Oh, man. Y'all, this is I hate to do this, but this is the kind of part where we kind of have to wrap up for the show purposes, the live stream. And everybody out there knows when we close this off, we're going to sit here and finish these smokes for a few minutes and talk. But it has been absolutely fantastic getting you guys on here and getting you both on here at the same time. I'm glad that worked out. Been in the plan for a few months, and there's that Chad sitting that Zara Hemler right there, and it's
just beautiful.
Yes.
Pops.
And I know he said it, so yes, I'm going to beat this dead horse on purpose. Y'all's marketing, the presentation, the symbolism from top to bottom is fantastic, and sometimes they just look cool, but I like the fact that they look cool with a meaning. So it's creates good story, good conversation on top of actually having good cigars. So I feel on a personal level, y'all have balanced the two together.
Thank you.
So definitely become Apostate fans. They're in my rotation now for sure.
Appreciate
100%.
it.
Well,
thanks for having us on. You guys are doing a great job building that community. That's what it's all about, connecting. It's impossible to have a shallow conversation over a cigar.
That's right.
That's good.
Well, we're going to close with this comment from Mad Money. Brandon will whip out the axe and tickle some nickel as well. Both badass.
I played guitar one time for 5 minutes in his house, and he thinks I can play. I can't play.
That's awesome. Well, gents, I appreciate y'all coming on. It's been a damn good show, like I said. Y'all watching down, thanks for the comments. And as always with our live shows, in a couple days, we'll repost the edited version, get rid of that timer at the front. Any comments, suggestions y'all got, feel free to hit it on the show. You can always email us at thehollowdown@gmail.com. We do like hearing your feedback, and we do reference it just like we do the comments here. So, we'll bring y'all back around from time to time. It's been some badass conversation. So I'm glad y'all
love to be back. Thank you.
But y'all watching
thanks
out
for
there,
coming on, guys.
y'all know the drill. Stay safe and hollow down.
Go to Beehive in Utah.
Go to Beehive.
Go to Beehive.
Come see me in Waco on the 6th.
Are you sure it's not the weekend after?
I promise. Because the weekend after, we're going to be in Nicaragua. So
that's right. But
so December 6th, y'all go.
December 6th. Honeycomb in Waco.
Check these guys out. Take it easy, guys.